Shanta Sudaras is a granth written, I think, 700-800 years back. And it was derived from another book, which is a very ancient book. I don't have much of a knowledge about that book. And I'll tell you a story how Shanta Sudaras came about. Before we start that, let me just give you a little background on Jainism itself. Pretty much you know some of it. 2500 years back, Mahavir Swami reached Keval Gnan, enlightenment, and the word spread all over, and people started coming to see him and receive his blessings and all those things. So nearby where he was, there was a yagna going on of Brahmins, and there were 11 Brahmins, very, very learned, top-level Brahmins were there, and the yagna was going on. The leader was Indrabhuti Gautam. Indrabhuti Gautam was a very, very learned Brahmin and was top-notch and very famous for his scriptural knowledge. And he was conducting the yagna along with other 11 learned Brahmins. So, and he was supposed to have possessed the total knowledge, at least that's what he said, right? And he said, I heard Mahavir Swami has, reached enlightenment, let me go check him out. So he came with his 11 Sishyas to see Mahavir Swami. As soon as he came and Mahavir Swami greeted him, how are you, Indrapati? So he was surprised. Yes. How did Mahavir Swami came to know my name? But then ego always says, well, because I'm so famous, so, so it's no surprise that he knows my name. That's because my knowledge is spread all over, right? So as they were talking, and Mahavir Swami says that, I know your puzzle. He says, what do you mean? He says, you are having, good morning, you having some issue with one of the verses in Vedas, that your interpretation should be this way instead of that way. And if you do that, you will reach enlightenment also. So he says, how did Mahavir Swami came to know about what is going on in my mind? So that's when he realized that this is a very powerful entity. That's when he bowed down and he says, you're right. That's what was going on in my mind. So as a part of the Keval Gnan, that's how you came to know. So I want to be your Sishya. So he immediately became his Sishya. So the Brahmin was Mahavir Swami's first Shishya.
First Shishya was a
Brahmin. Indrapati Gautam. So, and then he had other 500 students. They became Mahavir's disciples. And the other 10 Brahmins came, and some of his brothers, and everybody came along with their own Sishyas, and Jainism was established in one day. So that's how the source started. And Mahavir Swami had received Keval Gnan, but he would not talk to anyone until he met Gautam. So he was the appropriate person to talk to. So that's when he started talking. And then he started giving all the knowledge of the blessings and all the teachings and everything started. He was looking for a perfect source to start the source of knowledge. So once that, then between there was a dialogue set up between both of them, and that became Bhagavati Sutra. So Bhagavati Sutra is the most original granth, came from the original words of Mahavir Swami. And that started the whole chain of events, and then the knowledge just continued to spread, and everybody took bath in that. It's like a Veti Ganga. Everybody took a bath in that, and a lot of more granths came out, a lot more literature came out, and that's where we are still talking about it. It all came from one source, Mahavir Swami. So that's how the Jainism was set up, right? And there were two students of Jainism. That's what Jinchandra Maharaj is talking about. That Yasovijayji and Vinay Vijayji. So two students were very keen students of Jainism, and under the instructions of their guru, and at that time there was not that much of a conflict between the Jainism, Hinduism and all that. So he said you should learn all the religions. So he wanted to send them to go to Banaras to learn Hinduism. So Yasovijayji and Vinay Vijayji wanted to go there, but lack of funds. But finally one rich Jain businessman came along, and he sponsored the whole trip. So he says, you go. So everything was arranged. They reached Banaras, and there was a very famous guru, and under him they started receiving the teachings of Hinduism. And the guru taught them everything. Yasovijayji and Vinay Vijayji, they were very fast learners. They picked up things so well, and the guru was very impressed. So, but there was one book that he will never share, and it was always kept under the covers. So Yasovijayji and Vinay Vijayji says, we have to know what is in that book.
Curiosity.
The curiosity was playing tricks on them. So they said that, so the guru says, that is a very special book, I cannot give it to you. So they had to really cajole, and as a typical student will do, they really say, we'll do everything you can, then we'll do more, and this and that. Finally they could convince him, he said, okay, I'll give it to you for one night. It had 1200 sloks.
Oh, wow.
So Yasovijayji memorized 700 sloks in one night, and Vinay Vijayji memorized another 500.
We cannot memorize one.
What's that?
We cannot memorize one.
In one night. In one night. Huh?
No.